What's up, Bears fans? We got some breaking news here as Kyler Gordon has been placed on injured reserve, meaning he will miss the final 4 games of the regular season. Could he return for the playoffs? We'll talk about that. Plus, I already filmed an in-studio Bears Week 15 rooting guide, so stay tuned for that. That'll be coming up after we talk about Gordon and his injury situation for a few minutes here. But if you want to support the show, subscribe to the channel. Thanks to everybody who watched earlier today. Thanks for the support as well. I just moved, so don't have my full new office set up yet or anything like that. Don't even have my best audio equipment set up just yet, but we will get that handled in the next few days, at least the basics, and then we will go from there. But when breaking news happens, we're bringing you content, so hit that subscribe button, and of course join us tomorrow for Bears versus Browns. Real quick, Kyler Gordon to IR, meaning he'll miss a minimum of 4 games. There are 4 games left in the regular season. Tomorrow against the Browns, the Packers next Saturday, the 49ers the following Sunday night, and then, of course, the Detroit Lions on Sunday in Week 18. Ian Rapoport broke the news. He said that the Bears are leaving the door open to getting him back for the playoffs. Even if that's the case, what's his situation going to be? I mean, I said it after last week when he got hurt in warmups. I don't really expect anything from Gordon the rest of this season. If he gives you something cool, if he doesn't, get right this offseason. Him and the Bears and the training staff and his team, whoever's on his team, like, they got to figure out a plan. How can Kyler Gordon stay healthy in 2026? I mean, that's the goal at this point, because as we broke down earlier this week, the way his contract is structured with the extension really starting next year, you're stuck with him for at least next year. And I hate even using that phrase because he's such a good player. He's such a weapon defensively. Both Ben Johnson and Dennis Allen praised him mightily when they took this job. He just hadn't been healthy. He's played in 3 games all year, and that's how many games he'll play out of 17 in the regular season. If he can come back for the playoffs and at least be a rotational guy, that would be great. I'm not really expecting it, although it sounds like the door for that happening is at least ajar. Now, in a couple other roster moves for tomorrow's game, running back Britton Brown and linebacker Jalen Reeves-Maybin have been elevated, so they will be able to play in tomorrow's game against the Cleveland Browns. So take that for what it's worth. With Britton Brown, no Travis Homer, so gives you another running back. Obviously, Roschon Johnson's on IR as well, so he'll serve as your third guy. And then Jalen Reeves-Maybin, a guy who can help on special teams. They brought him in a few weeks ago. And I do think it's noteworthy that with Gordon going to IR, that freed up a roster spot. They have not filled that roster spot. Brown and Reeves-Maybin, those are just game day practice squad elevations. So the Bears roster sits at 52. And I think if you're connecting dots, Tremaine Edmunds is eligible to return off IR next week. I think that could open the door for him potentially returning for next Saturday's game against the Packers. It'll be a short week. He won't have much practice time, but if he's ready to go, that would be absolutely massive for the Chicago Bears. So we'll see what happens on that front, but Kyler Gordon to IR, Reeves-Maybin, and Britton Brown elevated for tomorrow's game, and keep an eye on Tremaine Edmunds next week. That's going to do it for now. There's my cat walking behind us. Say hi, Opal. Yeah, she's not interested, but she's got a little Bears collar, so that's cool. All right, we're out of here. Although for this part of the video, we will have our rooting guide coming up for the second half. So hit that subscribe button and let us know, do you think Kyler Gordon returns if the Bears make the playoffs? Type Y for yes, type in for no. Stay tuned for the rest of the video.
What's up, Bears fans? Let's jump into our Week 15 rooting guide. This is Chicago Bears Now. My name is Harrison Graham. Month left in the season. Bears in the thick of a playoff race, and so every week we're going to kind of monitor what else is going on with these key teams in the NFC Playoff Picture, because every week it's critical what the 49ers are doing, the Rams, the Packers, and the Lions certainly within the NFC North, the Seahawks. All of these games matter. Of course, the Bears have to take care of their own business first, but as we saw last week, you lose, you fall to second in the NFC North, 7th in the NFC Playoff Picture. Had you won, you'd be first place in the division and in the NFC. Not the end of the world. We talked about it last week. That was a more important game for the Packers, considering that they have to go to Denver this week, and the Bears are at home against the Browns, and then you get the rematch next week at Soldier Field. But each week is critical. As Ben Johnson said this week, and let's start there, you have to beat the Cleveland Browns. Ben's own words, we desperately need this win, and it's because he's not an idiot. He has said it. You're going to have to win at least 11 games to make the NFC playoff picture. The Bears have 9 with 4 games to go. So you got to win at least 2 more, and Cleveland's your easiest game left. You have to beat the Browns at home. You're a healthy favorite. They're a 3-win team. You're a 9-win team. The weather forecast is very, very cold. Going to be sub-0 degrees wind chill. Could be pushing negative 20 wind chill. Like, this is in your favor. You cannot mess around. This is absolutely a must-win for the Chicago Bears. Your season isn't over if you lose it, but your path becomes a lot more difficult because you're going to have to win 2 out of 3 against Green Bay, San Francisco, and Detroit over your final 3. Win this one, takes a little bit of pressure off, makes it a little bit more manageable over those final 3 weeks. All right, predict the score. Bears, Browns, who wins? What's the final score going to be? I got Bears 27-17. I don't want to say this will be an easy one, but I think in the end it'll be a fairly comfortable win as the Bears will improve to 10-4. Got to lock in on Cleveland. All right. Once that business is taken care of, let's look at the rest of these games that are critical for the NFC playoff picture. Packers at Broncos. Clearly, we're rooting for a Denver win here, as anytime an AFC team plays an NFC playoff contender, we are rooting hard for the AFC team to win, and especially in this case, right? Because the Packers, if they lose to Denver and the Bears beat the Browns, you're back in first place. Now, that could flip it against you again in 2 weeks if the Packers beat you at Soldier Field. But if you win this week and the Packers lose and then you win at Soldier Field next week, you got a 1.5 game lead on Green Bay with 2 weeks to go. That means you're in a very, very advantageous position. You would only need to win one of your final 2 to finish ahead of Green Bay in the NFC North. So big opportunity this week. Take care of your own business. We're rooting hard for Denver. This thing could flip back just like it did a week ago. Okay, Lions at Rams, as Jared Goff and Matt Stafford will go up against their former teams once again. We'll tell you who we want to win that one, because you could make arguments for both sides, but I feel pretty strongly about who it's better for the Bears, at least at this point in the season. But first, got to tell you guys about our awesome sponsor. That is Ethos. Life insurance is one of the most important investments you can make in your family. Now with Ethos, you can get covered and protected in minutes with rates as low as $2 per day, billed monthly. You can also get up to $3 million in coverage. As a dad, as a husband, having life insurance is critical. It's something I do not take lightly. Ethos is revolutionizing the insurance industry with a 100% online process and can provide protection for you and your loved ones. Ethos is an online platform that makes getting life insurance fast and easy to protect your family's future in minutes, not months. With Ethos, you can get life insurance in as little as 10 minutes. Ethos has no medical exams, just a few easy health questions online. You can get same-day coverage without ever leaving your house. Check this out. 3 million families have completed their applications and trusted Ethos to help find the right coverage. You should be up next. Protect your family with life insurance from Ethos. Get up to $3 million in coverage in as little as 10 minutes at ethos.com/NFL daily. That is ethos.com/NFL daily. That's going to get you a free quote. Application times may vary. Rates may vary. Check out that link in the comments and description of this video. All right, Lions at Rams. We want the Rams to win here. Now, you might be saying, well, what about the number 1 seed? Let's focus on the division first. If the Lions lose to the Rams and the Bears beat the Browns, you're up 2 games on Detroit with 3 weeks to go. That kind of makes it a 2-team division between the Bears and the Packers. Now, there's still scenarios if the Bears were to, lose to the Packers and the 49ers and Detroit wins their next 2. Okay, they're right back in it. But, I want to create more separation from Detroit. Sure, would it be awesome to get the number 1 seed? Yes, that could still happen. That's not out of play if the Rams beat the Lions, but I want to create separation from Detroit, not only in the division, but also in that 6-7 seed picture, right? I want to make the playoffs first before I'm chasing the number 1 seed. So I think it's actually much better if the Rams win this game. Now, it's not the end of the world if the Rams win, because from a big picture standpoint, okay, if the Bears take care of business, which we've talked about, if they win their final 4, they guarantee themselves the division, and pretty good shot they would be the number 1 seed. And if the Bears went out and the Rams lose just once, the Bears would be the number 1 seed unless Seattle ran the table. So there's pros and cons to both, but I think just from a increasing your playoff chances standpoint, overall, not focusing on number 1 seed or whatever, just getting into the top 7, I think it's better if Detroit loses. Okay, Colts at Seahawks. The fighting Phillip Rivers going to try and make this thing go, and I think it's pretty clear he's going to start. As we're filming this, that hasn't been announced, but by the time you're watching, it maybe has. Clearly, we're rooting for Rivers and the Colts. Again, AFC team against NFC contender in the playoffs. Pretty tall task, right? Cross-country flight. Rivers hasn't played in a game in 5 years. The Colts have been struggling in recent weeks regardless. That's a damn good defense in Seattle. Sam Darnold's playing well. So I'm not really expecting the Colts to pull this off, but if they do, it's huge. I mean, it's big for the Bears. It's big for a lot of teams jockeying for these playoff spots. So a lot of people are going to be rooting hard for 44-year-old Phillip Rivers to find a way. And then Titans at 49ers. I mean, Tennessee's horrible. Like, they're not going to go on the road. San Francisco coming off a bye. Like, they're not going to beat them, but we're rooting for it. We're rooting for a miracle Titans win. It's probably not even good for the Titans if they win because they're trying to get as high of a draft pick. They played better last week. That's a positive. That gives you maybe some glimmer of hope. They beat the Browns, so okay. But yeah, again, I'm not holding my breath here. They've been pound for pound a bottom 3 team in the NFL all season long. All right, so there you have it. The rooting guide. Obviously, Bears take care of business. We're rooting for Denver, Los Angeles, Indianapolis, and Tennessee this week. So keep an eye on those games. We'll, of course, keep tabs on them here on Chicago Bears Now. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Daily Bears content during this playoff push. We're pushing for 145,000 subs. Sub for Bears Dubs. Help us out. And then real quick, a little bit more on this matchup as the Bears are a steady favorite here, 7.5-point favorite, over under set at 38.5 points. Just a little rapid fire keys to victory. You know, it's been a focus this week at Hallis Hall. We've heard Caleb talk about it. We've heard Ben talk about it. Just get off to a faster start. Just in general, offensively. Put some points on the board early, get some rhythm going, get a few first downs. We know as the game goes on, they tend to find a lot of success, but you got to start getting more production early in these games. So I'm looking for that against an inferior opponent this week. I think an easy way to do that is just lean on the running game. You know, the Browns this year, earlier in the season, were stopping the run well, but losing Malik Collins is a big deal. Tony Pollard had a huge game against them last week, so I think the Bears with Swift, Monungai, this offensive line should have some success there. Plus, it neutralizes Myles Garrett a little bit and his ability to tee off as a pass rusher. Defensively, make Shador beat you. He's done some nice things, but if you get Cleveland into a one-dimensional situation, 3rd and mediums, 3rd and longs, and the rookie quarterback in freezing cold weather and very windy Soldier Field, if you force him to make plays and he makes them, hey, tip your cap to him, but I think you got to make him do that. And then embrace the elements. Look, wind chills in the negative teens, maybe up to negative 20 or down to negative 20, I should say. It's going to be cold as hell. How motivated is Cleveland going to be? The Bears should be motivated. They're playing for a lot. Browns not so much. It's kind of a classic tap-out spot if they get down early. So if you can get on an early league, embrace the elements. The crowd's going to be on your side. This could be a game where you pull away. And then that's kind of the theme. Leave no doubt, right? You should not struggle to win this game. Now, I'm not saying from minute 1 you're going to dominate, but like at the end of the game, like let's make this be a fairly stress-free victory in the 4th quarter. We'll take it any way we can get it, but if the Bears could win one comfortably here, I think that would be a good sign heading into that rematch against the Packers next week. All right, that's going to do it. Our rooting guide, some rapid-fire keys to victory to beating the Cleveland Browns here on Sunday. My name is Harrison Graham. Thanks to everybody for tuning in. Join us for our live watch party on Sunday, and we'll see you soon. Bear down.